Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. I would like to thank everyone out there for watching very late. It's past midnight for most of you. I appreciate it. WrestleMania 34 is now in the books, and this is the biggest edition of NoDQ Live to date, covering WrestleMania. Very interesting show. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. Virtue is here. A lot of comments in the chat room. People are commenting like crazy. I will most likely only be reading off the super chat donation comments since there's just so many comments. It's going to be impossible for me to keep up with. So bear with me here. I might even miss some super chat comments. It's literally going so fast here. First one from Big Hoss 81. Nicholas 316 says, I just skipped my class. I love it. We will get to Nicholas here in about maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour from now. Who knows how long this review video is going to be. It's going to be a long one. Hopefully not nearly as long as WrestleMania was, which, like I say every year, it's too damn long. It's just too long. If WrestleMania was a 4-hour show, maybe with a 1-hour kickoff for 5 hours total, that I could deal with. 7 hours, including a kickoff, too long. By AJ Styles versus Nakamura, I was ready for bed. That's how much of an old fart I am. But I'm sure I'm not the only one that has a hard time dealing with 7 hours. It's a lot to digest. Master Gordon just left a $2 super chat donation. He said something about Carmella, and I missed the comment. $10 super chat donation from Offman Rules. Late night edition, who needs sleep? I think we all need sleep at this point. Alex Pershing just sent a $2 super chat donation. I did not stay up for Mania. I stayed up for this. Thank you for that. And if you are watching for the first time, my name is Aaron Rift. I'm the owner of NoDQ.com. This is NoDQ Live. Anything goes here. Who knows what I'm going to say tonight? I'm going to do my best to keep you all entertained for the next hour or so. Maybe get you woken up after the end of WrestleMania. So let's go ahead and start talking about this show. More talking about WrestleMania, less talking about super chat donations. So the kickoff started with John Cena, who was already in the crowd as people were filing in. He was drinking beer. And by the way, apparently that's a violation of the wellness policy to be performing while consuming alcohol. But we'll just ignore that. This is WWE, and in the fantasy world of WWE, the wellness policy rules, I guess, do not apply. Carmella came out during the kickoff and teased cashing in Money in the Bank, which she did not. Cindy left a $2 super chat donation saying that NXT was better. Yeah, I think we're all pretty much in agreement that NXT was a better show. It definitely has the short factor helping it, but also the quality of the two big matches at TakeOver, the ladder match and the unsanctioned match. Both of those were better, in my opinion, than anything on the show. Although there was one that I felt came a bit close. You'll have to stay tuned to find out. Addicted Chip says it was apple juice. He left a $1.99 super chat donation. It was apple juice. Maybe it was. Maybe John Cena was drinking some of that non-alcoholic beer. Who knows? So we had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, a.k.a. the Dre. Pretty good Mania, nice ending, says Chat Site Forums. He left a $3 super chat donation. I will try to read off all the super chats. Jeffrey just sent a $2 super chat donation. It was a long night. NXT was better. If you guys are sending in super chat donations, please try to keep up with the topic so I don't go all over the place here. I want to try to stay focused, go through one match at a time, stay in order if possible. Ahmad, I'm trying to only read off the super chat comments because literally there's so many darn comments. I mean, even keeping up with the super chat comments is a task here. And then trying to actually cover the pay-per-view and discuss the show. No, I'm not going to relax. I'm hyped up. This is NoDQ Live. I got to have energy. I got to be animated. we gotta have a good time here. I gotta keep you guys awake. So I had my caffeine pills and I'm ready to go here. Just got a super chat donation that I completely missed from Shenzhen, $2. So was Reigns busted open or was that fake blood? I will have to go back and look on that, but I will comment here in a few minutes. $5 super chat donation by Gino's Ones. Unpopular opinion, probably, but I enjoyed the show despite the length. Brother Nero, $1.99. Aaron, what were your thoughts on Nakamura's turn? Save it for later. That's my thoughts on Nakamura's turn. All right. Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Nobody got an entrance. At first, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but I guess it makes sense when you think about how people coming out for entrances could indicate that they're going to win, even though that really did not apply for the women's battle royal. I was a little bit surprised though. I figured, maybe 4 or 5 people at least would get entrances, or just do something where 10 people get quick entrances. I remember looking back to the WrestleMania gimmick battle royal from WrestleMania 17, all the characters got entrances. Why could you not do that? With a 7 freaking hour show, why could you not give at least 10 or 15 people entrances? I don't know. I thought that they at least should have gotten some entrances out there. Chat site forums left a $1 super chat donation. Thank you for that. Elias was not in the match despite being announced by WWE.com, which was probably for the best. Long story short, it was just a match. It was a kickoff match to get all the undercard male wrestlers on the show. It came down to Matt Hardy, Baron Corbin, and Mojo Rawley. Master Gordon just left a $2 super chat donation saying, is Bray Wyatt replacing Jeff? I will get to that in a second here. Brother Nero, where was Big Cass, Joe, and Lashley in the Dre? $1.99 super chat donation. Great question. I will talk about that here in a minute regarding why Joe and Big Cass were not on the show. Bryan sent a $5 super chat donation. Lost $5,000 on the main event, so F it. Here's my last 5. Well, thank you for that, Bryan. I appreciate it. So anyways, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal ended with Bray Wyatt making his return from the Lake of Reincarnation and helping Matt Hardy win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, aka the Dre. I actually did like this. I think Matt Hardy was a good choice to win the Battle Royal, and the crowd popped for Bray Wyatt appearing to finally turn babyface. It is long overdue, in my opinion. Bray Wyatt should have been a babyface a long time ago. I like it. I like the pairing of these two. I'm guessing Brother Nero will be part of the fold. It's not going to be Bray Wyatt replacing Jeff Hardy, to answer that question. Josh Russell just left a $2.99 super chat donation. No comment, but thank you for the donation. So I did enjoy Matt Hardy winning the Battle Royal and keeping the storyline going with Bray Wyatt. So far, so good. Opening kickoff match, thumbs up in my opinion. Next up, we had the Cruiserweight title match, which unfortunately was just an average match. I mean, it was pretty good, but it wasn't anything close to great or particularly memorable. Mustafa Ali came out with some kind of Mortal Kombat-like gear with flashing lights. He reminded me of Glacier from WCW. Actually, a few things on this show reminded me of WCW, and I'll get to that in just a little bit, maybe about 45 minutes or so, but in a little bit. Yeah, all he needed was the ice machine that Glacier had, and he could have been Glacier. He did do a Spanish Fly, was not the last Spanish Fly we would see on this show, and I'll talk about that here in a few minutes. Jeremy John sent in a $5 super chat donation. That was a long show. I'm burnt out. You're not the only one, my friend. So I thought Sub-Zero, aka Ali, was going to win the title here, just to shake things up a little bit. You know, Cedric Alexander has been around for a while. Mustafa Ali is just starting to get a push, but just like that, the push is over, I guess. Cedric Alexander, aka Alexa Fox's old fling, is the new Cruiserweight champion. After the match, Drake Maverick, aka Rockstar Spud, presented the title to him, and that was that. Brother Nero with a 99-cent super chat donation, no comment, but thank you for the super chat donation. Addicted Chip, $1.99. Sorry, but what did you think of the 3D Titantron? All right, let's talk about that. So, at least in the first couple of matches, I don't think they did it beyond the first couple of matches. There were 3D graphics that were laid over the screen. I thought it was pretty cool, though some people thought the Asuka one was too cheesy and over the top. I did like the Miz's. I thought that one looked really cool. So it was hit and miss. And I don't know if there were any others besides those two. But I like it. It's moving forward with the technology in high definition. And I thought it was cool. I did like it. Holy cow, we have 1.4K 1,400 people watching live. That is awesome. Already breaking the NoDQ live viewership record. Master Gorn with a $2 super chat donation. RIP, rest in peace, Demon King gimmick. And we will talk about that here in just a second. Let's move on here and talk about the Women's Battle Royal, which was really bizarre. And I guess there's a reason for why it was so awkward with the entrances. So Becky Lynch came out with her own entrance. Then you had a big cluster of women coming out, including a bunch of NXT women. Then we had a commercial for Paige's movie with The Rock. And then we had Bayley and Sasha Banks come out with their entrances. So the reasoning for this was that this second hour of the kickoff was airing on the USA Network. And because of that, there were USA commercials during the women coming out as a group and the Paige commercial. That's why it was done that way. But watching it on the network, it was very awkward, to say the least. Josh Russell left a $2.99 super chat donation. Old Man Undertaker at it again. Rousey was good. Again, I will talk about all that later on in the video. Beth Phoenix and Paige were guest color commentators. I think Paige made a comment about maybe being in next year's Battle Royal, and there was a long, awkward silence. So yeah, that kind of sucks for Paige. The story of this match, there were several NXT competitors, Peyton Royce, Kairi Sane, a couple of other women. I think from the Mae Young Classic, maybe. I'm not really sure. I should know this since I run NoDQ.com. But I'm not really that up to speed with it. Shows you how much I know, for that matter. The match started off with everybody teaming up on Carmella, and they threw her out, eliminated her first, and that was it for Carmella. No Money in the Bank cash-in at all during the show. No attempted cash-in. Tom McCarthy left a $2 super chat donation. Just got back from WrestleMania. The last 2 hours were boring. I will talk about that here in a few minutes. I was a little surprised. No attempt by Carmella. No attempt in the Smackdown women's match. No attempt in the Raw women's title match. No attempt in one of the men's matches, which I think would have at least been interesting, but nothing happened with that. Nothing. You would think, is Carmella's character stupid? Why would her character not attempt to cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year? At least try to do it. I don't know. This was lame. The match itself was all right. It was down to Bayley and Sasha after they eliminated several women. Becky Lynch had been eliminated. I thought Becky and Naomi had eliminated each other. I kind of missed it. I don't know if WWE missed the camera shot or I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know how you guys felt about it, if you were confused, but I thought Becky and Naomi eliminated each other. They said Becky was eliminated, and it showed Becky and Naomi laying on the outside of the ring. So it was very confusing. Bayley and Sasha eliminated everybody. They shook hands, or at least Sasha went to shake Bayley's hand, and then Bayley tossed her out. Timmy Sheets left a 99-cent super chat donation. Thank you for that. So it looked like Bayley won. Bayley had thrown out Sasha Banks. Andrade Morales left a $5 super chat donation. For those paying for the network, shouldn't have been dealing with those commercials. Well, it's free for new subscribers, so I don't know if people should be complaining that much, and it is the Kickoff, so it is what it is. You know, the Kickoff is designed to get people subscribing to the network, basically, so they're going to have the commercials. It's just something we have to deal with. El Pistro 06 left a $1 super chat donation. Thank you for that. So we thought Bayley had won the match, but then we had Naomi come out from out of nowhere. So apparently she was never eliminated despite laying out there with Becky. Naomi eliminated Bayley to win the match. This felt like a swerve just for the sake of doing a swerve. Cindy left a $5 super chat donation. Thank you, Cindy. She said, she mentioned all the names and said Payne Royce, they were the only NXT stars. Favorite moments were when they yell, "We are NXT." That was definitely one of the highlights of the match, but I would have liked to have seen Bayley or Sasha win this. I think Naomi winning was unnecessary. She has already gotten a big push, and it just felt like it was done randomly for no good reason. And poor Becky. I mean, I actually predicted Becky just because I wanted to see her win a big match. It feels like Becky is the most over star on SmackDown that doesn't really get a push. I mean, Becky's really over with the fans, yet she never seems to win any big matches. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what I think about that. Jorge just left a $5 super chat donation. Maybe Carmella will attempt to win it on SmackDown Live this Tuesday. She very well could. I mean, Ziggler did cash in the night after WrestleMania. I did forget about that. I don't remember if he attempted it at WrestleMania, though. Somebody might have to let me know on that one. My memory is foggy on that. David left a $1 super chat donation, no comment. El Pistolero 06 left a $2 one with no comment. You guys can leave comments on whatever the topic is right now. Feel free to do so when you send the super chat donation. We got 1.4K people watching, which is awesome. Kane sent in a $3 super chat donation. I give the show an 8.5 out of 10, so he did like it. John Fair left a $5 super chat donation. WrestleMania was a B- show for me. Started good, but then kind of fell flat at the end. Got a comment here from Liam. Half 5 in the UK. Why did I bother? It was average. And somebody asked if Russo booked the Raw Tag Team title match. I will talk about that, of course, in about roughly 30 minutes. This is going to be a long video here, but I appreciate you guys staying up late to watch this. Let's move on here. Women's Battle Royal was all right, but I don't know about Naomi winning. Overall, the Kickoff was fine. No real big issues with it. I thought it was to be as expected. I did like Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt and that whole thing at the end of that match. That was good. The main pay-per-view started off hot. We had the IC title match, The Miz versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Really good opening match to kick off WrestleMania. One of the best ones, in my opinion, as far as opening matches go. Right up there, I think. Maybe not quite as good as Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, but it was really solid. Really strong match from these guys. Miz did not have the Miztourage interfere, so Miz played it straight in this match. Even though the crowd did boo him, Miz was a fighting champion in this match. No trickery or heel shenanigans. Balor was not the demon. No demon Balor. He did come out with a LGBT group, but he did not come out as the demon. Kane Horn left a $2.99 super chat donation. Hashtag Rainbow Finn. So yeah, I don't know what's up with the demon gimmick. Is it done? Because it's WrestleMania. Why not bust out the demon gimmick for WrestleMania? You got to take it seriously. Somebody said, well, Finn Balor brings out the demon gimmick when he's angry or when he has a grudge against somebody. I don't know. I think he should have been the demon, but, with him not winning the match, I guess it makes sense that he wasn't the demon. WWE didn't want to book him as the demon if they wanted to have Seth win the title. CS Productions left a $2.99. I should just say $3. I feel like Finn needed this win. Well, what surprised me, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was a great match, and I'm not complaining that Seth Rollins won the title. I'm just surprised that that Balor lost on Raw, and then Rollins still won the title. In a way, I like it because it goes against the predictable booking pattern where the guy that goes over on the go home show loses on the pay-per-view. WWE actually did that several times on this show, throwing people off with the finishes. Some made sense, some didn't. Seth Rollins, I'm cool with him being champion and all. I do think Finn would have been a better choice, but I'm sure we'll see more of these guys go at it. Maybe we'll see another Finn Balor Seth Rollins match for the title. I thought it was a really solid match. I have no problem with Rollins winning the match. He is a Grand Slam champion now, so maybe that's why WWE decided to book it that way, to make him the Grand Slam champion. I'm fine with it. I enjoyed the match. An interesting note, Seth Rollins did do the Shawn Michaels tuning up the band for the foot stomp. So I guess it's the sweet stomp music is the name of his finisher, although I think they're calling it the blackout. But I like sweet stomp music. Master Gordon left a $2 donation. Finn and Brock? Could be. I don't know what's next for Brock or Reigns. I'll talk about that more here in a few minutes. Matt just left a $5 donation. Why don't they have female referees? Keep up the good work, sir. Well, thank you for that. They do have a female referee in NXT. I'm thinking sooner than later we will start seeing female referees on a regular basis. I think it's just a matter of time. Let's move on here to the Smackdown women's title match, which was a pretty darn big shocker. Charlotte came out with Ric Flair's Space Odyssey music, not her remix at first. I thought Charlotte's entrance was awesome. Really visually spectacular. I thought it was really cool. Asuka came out, as I mentioned earlier, with the 3D graphics. Mixed reaction to that one. Some people liked it. Some people did not like it, thought it was too cheesy. Charlotte had a really cool entrance, though. Mr. B2614, $3 super chat donation. My butt fell asleep during this show. Well, mine did too. I had to get up and do some exercises just to keep myself going. So the big surprise here, the match itself, I thought was pretty darn good. I mean, one of the best women's matches, maybe the best women's match at WrestleMania. I think it's right up there with the triple threat from 32. It was really strong. Really good match here, but a huge shocker, or huge, as Donald Trump might put it. Charlotte won. And not only did she end the streak, but she tapped out Asuka. This shocked the hell out of me. I like it because it was a swerve and it was something we weren't expecting. But at the same time, it felt like it was unnecessary and too soon. Timmy left a $1.99, $2 super chat donation. I thought Shane would turn on Daniel Bryan. Glad he didn't. We'll get to that in a few minutes here. Andre says Asuka is Goldberg 1999. And somebody, Kurapika, said Asuka tapped out too quickly. I was just surprised by it. I mean, you could have had somebody else. Charlotte didn't need it. There's so many other people that could be made by giving Asuka her first loss. Dominic sent in a $5 super chat donation. Ember Moon should have ended the streak. Ember Moon versus Asuka is more intense. The match was great with Charlotte and Asuka, but I thought it almost did feel like Kevin Nash and Goldberg, where a guy that was already a very established star beat the streak when it wasn't necessary. When Goldberg lost the streak, it didn't really have that much impact because Nash didn't need it. Nash was a superstar. You could have built a new star, much like with Nash and Goldberg. Same thing here. Charlotte didn't need it. But I still like the fact that we got a swerve, but I don't know what's next for Asuka. I really don't know what's next for her. And this did remind me a lot of WCW with Goldberg and Nash. So, yeah. Some WCW booking patterns on this show, and there's more of that to come, definitely. Richard left a $2 super chat donation. I cannot believe Asuka tapped out. Do not defend your streak in New Orleans. It's the curse of New Orleans. It seems to be that way. By the way, we are now at 1.5K live viewers. Thank you guys so much. Cheap plug, ProWrestlingTees.com. Through tomorrow, you can get 20% off NoDQ.com t-shirts. Search NoDQ or check out the link in the description box of this video. And support NoDQ by picking up a t-shirt. That's got to be Kane sent in a $2 super chat donation. Asuka would have won or at least passed out. Hired Help, $2 super chat donation. 310, 1 point for the good matches on the card. Bailey is cool, $2. They are building to Rousey versus Charlotte at WrestleMania 35. It seems that way. I'm having this feeling that Charlotte and Charlotte and Ronda Rousey is going to be Rousey's next big match. Maybe not right away, maybe SummerSlam, but I feel like Asuka could have won this and then you'd have 2 big matches to do. You could do Asuka, Rousey, and then Charlotte versus Rousey. Although I don't think that Rousey should be beating Asuka either. Have a new person beat her. Ben Cave 123 with a $5 super chat donation. Hey Aaron, first time watching live from Australia. Really enjoy seeing the best wrestler in the world and Daniel Bryan teaming up. Love the videos, by the way. I hope he's being sarcastic about the best wrestler in the world teaming up with Daniel Bryan. I'll get to that definitely here in a few minutes. So yeah, I did enjoy Asuka and Charlotte, but I am a bit, confused by Charlotte ending the streak. She did not need it. U.S. title match. Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal versus Rusev. Aiden English, who by the way shaved his head. He looks like Cesaro even more than he did before with the shaved head. He did the intro for Rusev. Sunil Singh did Mahal's intro. Very standard match. Nothing to it. Shincha Official just sent in, Rift, come on, no surprise. In 4 or 5 years, Charlotte is a well-established legend. Yeah, she is. She is like Kevin Nash. She's a superstar. She didn't need the win. That's just my take on it. I think it would have been more effective, in my opinion, for a new superstar, a rising superstar, to beat Asuka and become made. Put over a new person. Charlotte did not need it. But let's get away from that. The U.S. title match was it was a very average match. It felt like a Smackdown match, not a WrestleMania match. Rusev did not win. I'm not surprised at all. Imagine this match without Rusev. It would have been even flatter. The only real heat for this match was the fact that Rusev was in it. Crowd booed Orton when he went for the RKO on Rusev. Rusev not only lost, but he took the fall. Rusev took the fall in this match, and guess who won? Pardon me while I slam my head on the table. Ow! Jinder Mahal won the United States title. Oh my goodness. It doesn't end. Although this isn't as bad as Mahal winning the world title, but still. Jinder Mahal. Again, with help from Samir Singh. Mahal can't even win clean. He has to win again with the Singh brothers' help. Oh my goodness. Rusev Day is dead. Stop chanting at people. He's never going to get the push. It's not going to happen. And the fans were chanting Rusev Day from the get-go. When the kickoff started, the first thing that happened was Rusev Day chants. Virtue says it was a slap in my face. It sure was, Virtue. So yeah, Rusev lost. He got pinned by Jinder Mahal. Mahal is the United States champion. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Addicted Chip left a $1.99 super chat donation. The greatest battle royal is coming up. Maybe we'll see Rusev and PWG. Who knows? I need some support here. I'm grieving. Rusev Day. It died in January or December, maybe, whenever Rusev took that pin on Smackdown, and now it's even deader. He rose from the grave a little bit, maybe had a brief resurrection, and now he's dead again. R.I.P. Rusev Day. Aaron Joel with a $2 super chat donation. Jinder winning makes me happy. Tough luck, Smarks. Ooh, that was savage. That might be the savage comment of the night. But the night is still young. I still have like 8 matches to talk about. So you guys have plenty of time to try and top that savage line of the night by Aaron Joel. Curtis says Rusev should just go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe he will. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I can't get over this. I'm just losing my mind here. Jinder Mahal, United States Champion. Ugh. I thought Randy was going to retain just to upset the fans, but I mean, yeah. So now let's move on to something positive. Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. By the way, aces and eights. What a comeback. What a debut in WWE. The WWE debut of aces and eights. Of course, it was just Triple H and Stephanie coming out with their biker gear and a group of bikers. But yeah, I guess it was a cool entrance. It totally reminded me of aces and eights, though. Kurt Angle had a cool entrance. He had his pyro. We had pyro back. Yay, pyro. That made me happy. I did like the pyro. Kurt Angle had his red, white, and blue singlet, so it wasn't him dressed up like the Shield. Angle had his classic gear, his gold medal. That was cool. Ronda came out dressed up like Roddy Piper. She had the Roddy Piper skirt or kilt. Excuse me, Roddy. It's not a dress. It's a kilt or skirt. CS Productions, $1.99. I keep saying $1.99. I need to say $2 just to be quicker. CS says you should have booked WrestleMania. Go back on the NoDQ YouTube channel and watch NoDQ video 1000, because I did do my fantasy card for WrestleMania, which I think was better than this card, even though on paper this card was really solid. It's funny, the one match that I predicted would happen that actually happened was Styles versus Nakamura, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes here. Rousey had the Roddy Piper jacket. So this match was awesome. This, to me, was the match of the night. This exceeded expectations. It was a little rough at times, but it was extremely well laid out and put together so everybody looked good. It had drama, and it was not easy to predict. There were twists and turns. You really didn't know what to expect. It was a fun, dramatic match. Chincha Official left a $5 super chat donation. The tag match was the best entertainment match of WrestleMania 34. Yes, Ron, my beanie is too tight, but it was the match of the night. I was thoroughly invested in this match from start to finish, and so was the crowd. That crowd was into the entire match. People can say what they want about Ronda Rousey, but the crowd was invested. I was invested. It was a fun, entertaining match that told a story. It was a little rough at times. It wasn't perfect technically, but it was very well thought out, and the performances carried it. The characters carried it, and I thought it was great. Amen. $2 super chat donation. Which was worse, 32 or 34? I'll go ahead and say now 32 was worse, but maybe not that much worse. So yeah, it was very well laid out, very well paced. It started with Triple H and Kurt Angle. Ronda did tag in. There were spots with Ronda and Stephanie. There were spots with Ronda and Triple H, which was really cool. Actually, if there was one thing I think I would have done differently with this match, I would have had Ronda tap out Triple H. I think that would have been really cool, and it would have done the big publicity, and would have sent that positive message: a woman could beat up a man. I think it would have been awesome. Yeah, it made more sense for Stephanie to tap out and have her arm broken or whatever happened to her, because that was what the story was building up towards. So yeah, that made sense. However, Triple H, I think, having his arm broken by Rousey would have been even cooler. I would have loved that. Dan sent in a $2 super chat donation. Will Lashley be on Raw tomorrow? The Braun match sucked. Maybe. I think we will see Joe, maybe Big Cass. I'll talk about those possibilities here in a few minutes. 201 says no more feminism shit. Oops, I just said the S word. There goes my YouTube ad money. Oh well. Can we make it to 2,000 tonight? We have 1.6K. That would be awesome if we could hit 2,000, but I think some people are going to head to bed soon, so I think I'm going to peak here, although I got a lot to rant about. So if you guys stay up, you're in for a treat. Of course, you can watch it on demand on the NoDQ YouTube channel and NoDQ.com. By the way, stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest and pick up a t-shirt, ProWrestlingTees.com. 20% off using the code MANIA through tomorrow. Check out the link in the description box. Go over to Pro Wrestling Tees, type in NoDQ. Now, I got the plugs out of the way. I love that match. I thought it was the match of the night. This guy, $2 super chat donation. What happened to MVP? Finn stopped the rainbow crap. MVP was just a cameo. And that's off topic here, but I will acknowledge your question. Yeah, I really enjoyed the match. Dana White was there. So he was shown briefly, and he was very happy to see Ronda Rousey in action. This match exceeded my expectations. Maybe my expectations were not high, but I thought it was executed very well, and it was fun. And that's what wrestling's about. It's about having fun, although WWE was trying to have fun later, and I don't know if that really worked. But here, I felt it worked, and Rousey came off like a huge star, and she looked good. Like I said, it wasn't perfect, but all things considered, I think it went about as well as you could have asked for. So let's move on here and talk about the Smackdown Tag Team titles. Master Gordon, $2. She botched a bit, but overall was pretty good. As Larry David might say, she was pretty good. Smackdown Tag Team titles. Usos versus Bludgeon Brothers versus The New Day. New Day came out with little people in pancake costumes. Interesting entrance, I guess you could say. Like the United States title match, not much to it. Actually, this was pretty disappointing. I was hoping these guys would have potentially a match of the night candidate, and it was just average. I mean, I think the Fastlane match was better, even though that wasn't much of a match either. The Usos and New Day had way better matches at other pay-per-views. Stephen Osborne, $2. Hashtag short stacks. Very funny. Based Ash Ketchum. So was Nicholas a boy or girl? I was confused. He was, in fact, a boy. Harper and Rowan won with a powerbomb off the top rope, and that was that. It was a short match, SmackDown match. Could have been on an episode of SmackDown. Nothing to it. Disappointing. Harper and Rowan, I'm glad they won, although I liked the idea of Usos retaining by pinning the New Day, and then Bludgeon Brothers could get a rematch at the next pay-per-view against one team. That I think would have been better, but I'm fine with the Bludgeon Brothers winning, especially if Authors of Pain are getting called up. You know, I think it's inevitable we'll see the Bludgeon Brothers against the Authors of Pain. So then we had the big John Cena moment with the Undertaker. So Cena was shown several times early on during the pay-per-view, maybe too many times. It was getting a bit ridiculous. He was being shown over and over again. And then I think like the third match in, a referee said something to Cena. Cena literally took off and ran to the back. I guess Nikki Bella's parents were not home, so he ran back to where she was. Casually Bad left a $2 super chat donation. Styles versus Nakamura match was underwhelming. Again, I'll get to that in a few minutes here. Big Jeffrey, $5. I get more heat. Wait a minute, what did he say? I get more heat on NoDQ Live yesterday than the Bludgeon Brothers. Ooh, that was pretty savage. That was a dig on yourself, my friend. Well, at least you're self-aware. Christian Bass just sent in a $2 donation. Will Jeff Hardy go solo since Matt is with Bray? No, I think Jeff is going to be part of the group. I think Brother Nero, I think they're going to form a super group. They're going to be the Hardy clan, maybe the Hardy/Wyatt super clan. Who knows? So John Cena came back out. Wait a minute. Cindy with a $5 donation. The identity of Nicholas revealed to be the son of WWE ref John Cone. Is that true, or is that a joke? I'm not actually sure on that one. I'll have to check on that later. I don't know if that's a joke or not, so you'll have to specify on that one. She says it's true. Nicholas Cone? I have no idea, guys. I really don't. Apparently it is true. So, I don't know. I'll take Cindy's word for it. I don't think she's working me or trolling me. John Cena came out with his music, and then there was no Undertaker. Master Gordon left a $5 donation. You're going to be able to buy Meacham's nuggets with all these super chats. Yeah, I might be able to buy a year's supply of chicken nuggets for Jeff Meacham. Hopefully Jeff's not watching this and gets upset over that comment. Jeff likes his chicken McNuggets, as do I. I love chicken McNuggets, even though they taste like, they taste good. They just look like something that's not chicken. I've seen those videos, so I still eat them anyway. I must be nuts. Anyways, enough of McDonald's. Let's get back to the pay-per-view. John Cena was waiting for the Undertaker. No Undertaker. Then as Cena was walking out, the lights went out. We thought it was the Undertaker. But no, it was Elias. Elias had his big WrestleMania moment. He came out. He told Cena to sit down and shut up, which Cena did. Elias started singing. And then Cena had enough. He got back in the ring. He took out Elias. Attitude adjustment. And then Cena left. But then as he was leaving again, the lights went out again. And it was, in fact, the Undertaker. He had his pyro with the flames. It was Dead Man Undertaker. Oh, so here's what happened. The lights went out, and then his gear appeared in the ring just like the end of WrestleMania 33. And then the lights went out, and the gear disappeared. And then we had the Undertaker come out as the Dead Man. No American Badass. I mean, I guess this was a good way to have this play out with the gear appearing and then disappearing, and then he appears. Undertaker had long hair with his wig or whatever. It was fine. Undertaker came out and kicked Cena's ass. It was a very short match, less than 5 minutes. John Cena had almost no offense. He went for the 5-knuckle shuffle, and then Undertaker sat up. Cena tripped back, fell backwards in total shock, and then Undertaker hit a choke slam, tombstone, and that was it for Cena. So it was not the match you guys were hoping for. I'm sure you guys were hoping for this epic back and forth match with all the big moves, all the near falls. This was not the match you were hoping for. But with that being said, I feel like this was probably the next best thing to do. Just do a short match, have Undertaker come out there, shut up John Cena, and that was that. It was basically a squash match. John Cena got destroyed by the Undertaker. And you know what? That's what the people want. They want to see John Cena get his ass kicked, and that's what happened. So, I'm fine with it. I don't think they were capable. See, here's the thing, to steal Jeff Meacham's line. I don't think they were capable of having the type of match that people would want to see. If they were going to have the epic match, they would have been able to pull it off 5 years ago, but this is 2018. I don't think they could have pulled it off. I really don't. So I think this was fine for what it was. At least Undertaker showed up. At least he, as John Cena put it, finally did something. So it was fine. We got to see Undertaker redeem himself, which is cool after the downer of last year. And I'm fine with it. I'm not going to complain too much about it. I thought it was cool. Virtue says, so when did you ever work a match, Aaron? Never. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I've never wrestled. I've never done any of that. I'm just some idiot with a YouTube channel who just says whatever, runs his mouth. I am a troll, as Virtue would say. I'm just a professional troll. Darren Harris left a $1.99 super chat donation. Where was Kid Rock? Did he get in trouble from the Hall of Fame? Did he show up during the Hall of Fame segment? I was half paying attention during the Hall of Fame segment when everybody came out. I know Jarrett was there. People are saying no. I know Jarrett. I saw Jarrett, Molly, Holly. Everyone's saying no. So I guess that's why I missed him, because he wasn't there. I did see Goldberg. He came out with the pyro. Yeah, everybody said no. So Kid Rock was not there. No Kid Rock. Thunder Night 19, $1.99. Undertaker should have retired after WrestleMania 28. Yeah, or he should have retired after the streak ended. That's what I think. Or maybe come back for one more match and then end it. But yeah, I mean, I think the Undertaker's end was kind of botched. But at least if this is the last match, he got to go out on top, which I think is the right thing to do. Let him have one final moment rather than just lose and be gone. At least he beat Cena and didn't beat some young upstart. I was fine with this. This is how I felt it should have been. All right, so let's move on here and talk about Daniel Bryan's comeback. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. My first sip of the night. Only took me, holy shit, 45 minutes, and I had no sip of water or soda. Damn. I'm almost like Seth Rollins here, going 45 minutes without any hydration. And no, I'm not comparing myself to Seth Rollins. He has more athleticism in his pinky than I have in my whole body, so I'm not trying to compare myself on him in terms of endurance or anything like that. So Daniel Bryan had his big return. Shane McMahon, he did get physical in this match. He did do some spots, but the crowd was there for Daniel Bryan. They did an angle here, which was a big risk. Rob Klein, by the way, $2 donation. My grade for the pay-per-view, meh. That he did the little icon where the guy just has his hands up like that, like he's not really sure. So they did an angle where Daniel Bryan got jumped from behind. Him and Shane both got jumped from behind by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Bryan was powerbombed on the apron, and then they teased like Bryan was out of the match. I get the idea. The idea was that Bryan would be laid out for a while, and then he would make the big hot tag, and it would be epic. The problem is the crowd just died when Daniel Bryan got laid out. When it was Shane in there, with Owens and Zayn, the crowd was just completely dead. Shane was doing his awful air punches again. Oh, man. I don't get it. What's the deal with Shane McMahon? I mean, he has to know by now. Nobody has ever said something to him and gotten him to hit his punches better after all these years. He still throws those awful punches. It almost feels like he's doing it on purpose. It's just to be comical. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. After all these years, his punches are still terrible, where he's just throwing the punches, blah, 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 and he's not connecting with half of them. Master Gordon with a $2 donation. His coast to coast was ... okay. Actually, for a guy who allegedly has a hernia and was coming off diverticulitis, it was impressive as hell. But guess what? The crowd did not care because they just wanted to see Daniel Bryan. I felt so bad for Shane. He did a coast to coast and got no pop for it. Based Ash with a $2 donation. Do you think that you could beat Shane in a match? Well, since wrestling is fake, I'll go ahead and say yes. In a worked wrestling match, maybe I could beat Shane. But in real life, I'm sure Shane would kick my ass. I mean, I'm not trying to pass myself off as a tough guy. I'm pretty sure most of you could kick my ass. I'm just throwing that out there. I have never won a fight in my life. I've been in like 1 or 2 fights in my life when I was in middle school, and I got beat up. I know that's hard to believe. I'm such a cool cat. It's hard to believe I got beat up in high school. Anyways, where were the NoDQ beach balls, asks Jose. I will get to that in a few minutes here. Master Gordon with a $2 super chat donation. Hey, it's still real to me, damn it. Bryan finally... Now, here's the weird thing about Daniel Bryan. Bryan stopped A pinfall attempt, I believe. Owens and Zayn were about to beat Shane. Bryan came in and broke up whatever was going on. And I thought that was anticlimactic. I thought what was gonna happen was Bryan would slowly crawl up to the apron, stick his hand out, and Shane would make the tag. I think Bryan stopping the pinfall attempt or whatever was actually a bad idea. I think that ruined it ruined the moment of Bryan getting the hot tag. I think it was a mistake. But Bryan did get the hot tag. The crowd did react to Bryan. They were into Bryan, but I did feel like, his entrance when he came out, the crowd was going crazy. But when Bryan did the comeback, I think the fans were just not invested that much in the match, that they did react to Bryan, but not as much as I thought they were going to when he finally got in there. Darius1234 with a $5 super chat donation. How long you give it till Daniel Bryan fans start complaining that he's not in the main event or given a title shot? We'll have to wait and see what happens. I am very curious to see what happens with Daniel Bryan next, for sure. So, Bryan made his comeback. He won with the yes lock. He tapped out Sami Zayn. Crowd did pop. It was a big moment. But I did feel like it was just a little bit underwhelming. Maybe it was the booking of the match with Bryan being laid out. I'm not sure what happened here. But it didn't quite get the reaction I thought it was going to get when it was all said and done. It was a good match, not a great match, but it was cool to see Daniel Bryan back. That's pretty much how I sum up the match. So let's move on here. We did have Bryan, by the way, give a hug and kiss to Brie Bella. The Bella twins were there, but were not involved in the show. Next up, we had the Raw Women's title match. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. Alexa came down from a pedestal for her entrance, which I thought was cool. Nia Jax came out with her Michael Jackson circa 1995 gear. I'm not sure what that was. This match was all right. It was a nice story. It was a predictable story, though. Nia Jax, coming back from being insulted and body shamed by Alexa and winning the match, beating the bully, beating the person that's talking crap about her. Nia Jax was very emotional when she won. She won with a Super Samoan drop off the top rope. Cool moment. It was a nice idea. Unfortunately, there wasn't much heat. And I think this is the problem with the show being so long. By this point, the fans had seen Daniel Bryan. They saw Ronda Rousey. They saw Cena and Undertaker. They were getting tired by this point. And the crowd just didn't react much to it. It was a nice touch, though. No Carmella. I thought Carmella would attempt to cash in on at least the Smackdown match, and maybe both. Maybe try the Smackdown match and fail, and then as a swerve, try during the Raw match. It's WrestleMania. Try to cash it in. It didn't happen. So, this was just all right. Nothing great or anything, but it was a nice touch. It's a feel-good moment for fans that have been body shamed or, they've been put down by a bully. You have that moment. It was fine. I'm not going to complain too much about it. The match itself was just all right. Nia did destroy Mickie James before the match even started, which was cool. And, it was all right. Nothing too great, though. It was just okay. Next up, we had AJ Styles versus Shin, a.k.a. Shinsuke Nakamura. Awesome entrance for Nakamura. Unfortunately, this was the highlight of the match. Nakamura came out. The guitarist for Alice Cooper played the guitar. You had a bunch of violinists doing the entrance, live performance. Really epic entrance for Nakamura. AJ Styles had a good entrance with his pyro, but nothing too out of the ordinary. The match was just really slowly paced. Now, I've had people tell me it was very similar to their New Japan match, but for whatever reason, it did not connect with this crowd. There were some dual chants, but it just felt so slowly paced and boring. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. It was just boring. It wasn't very exciting to watch. For whatever reason, it never really got out of first gear. That's how I see it. It was in first gear, and then it started to pick up a little bit, and then it was over. So it didn't really have the drama or intensity of the Ronda Rousey match. That's got to be Kane with a $2 super chat donation. This made Nakamura look weak. Your thoughts? Well, WWE did do something after the match. So AJ won with the Styles Clash, and then after the match, Nakamura got down on a knee. He handed the belt to AJ as a sign of respect. Baystash Ketchum with a $5 donation. Did you notice the referee botch a 3 count, or was I tripping? I don't even remember that, so I might have to watch a replay of that. Anyways, Nakamura handed the belt to AJ, and then the big swerve. He hit AJ with a low blow. He beat the crap out of AJ. Virtue calls it a Jericho Shawn Michaels copycat. Nakamura officially turning heel. He hit the Kinshasa to AJ on the outside. And yeah, he's a heel now, officially. Shinsuke Nakamura is a heel. What's next for him? Will this work? I mean, I was skeptical about Sami Zayn turning heel, and that worked out. That worked out really well. Brian Watts says the referee did botch. TGS says, does Shin get new music? Great question there, because I feel like the entrance is the thing that people are most engaged to when it comes to Nakamura at this point. So if you take away his entrance, is he really going to connect with the crowd? That's a great point. Is Paul Heyman going to manage him and be his mouthpiece? Lots of questions here about Nakamura. As Set Tub EDI says, a heel who cannot cut promos. Got a $1 super chat donation by Gay G Farinas 75. And I hope I just didn't pull a Hulk Hogan there by mispronouncing his name. I think I did. Great. Something else to add to the No DQ Botchamania reel. I just botched that. Oh, wow. W Glass 90 says Nakamura is a waste of space. So some people trying to compete for that No DQ Savage line of the night. But I think so far it has to go to Aaron Joel from that comment earlier. The AJ Nakamura feud, it looks like it's continuing, so they'll have a chance to redeem themselves. We'll see if their next match at a future pay-per-view can be a match of the year contender. Samuel says, worst decision of the night in your opinion? No, I actually predicted AJ to win. This was one of the few matches that I got right. I felt like it just wasn't the right time for Nakamura to win the title. But I was expecting more out of this match. I was expecting this to be an epic showdown, of Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa proportions. Maybe I set my expectations too high, but I know what these guys are capable of, and we just didn't see everything in this match. It just wasn't the night. It should have been. It's WrestleMania. But I guess maybe the thought process is the feud's going to continue, so we got to let it slowly build up and have the best match be the rematch. Who knows? I'm really curious to know what the thought process was from the people putting the matches together. Chincho Fisher with a $5 super chat donation. NXT Ciampa versus Gargano was the best match of WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, definitely. I'm not even going to dispute that. Rousey's match I thought was the best of WrestleMania, but technically Gargano and Ciampa was just out of this world amazing. One of the best matches in WWE history. Nelson just left a $1.99 super chat donation. Don't forget AJ was injured. That could be a factor. Very good point there. It is possible that they did do a slower paced match with less impact because AJ has been recovering from an injury. That is very much a possibility. Very good observation there. So let's move on here and talk about the Raw Tag Team Titles match. We are now at an hour for this video. So yeah, this is officially the longest No DQ live. Thank you guys for the super chat donations. I do appreciate it. And thank you for those of you watching. We are still at 1.4K. So apparently I'm exciting enough that I've been able to maintain my audience at 1 o'clock in the morning East Coast time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And I got some more ranting to do. So let's go ahead and keep this video going. Raw Tag Team titles. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Braun Strowman and his mystery partner. The bar came out with a Mardi Gras float, complete with people in costumes. This was kind of creepy, but interesting. Braun Strowman came out. He scared off the actors in the costumes, and then he pushed the big float off the stage in typical Braun Strowman fashion. Strowman then announced his partner and said his partner would be a fan in the crowd. That's right, you heard me right. Gamal left a $1 super chat donation. Baystash Ketchum with $2. I disagree. Best match was the NXT ladder match. Ladder match was right up there. Definitely, maybe the second best match of the entire weekend for WWE. I heard ROH had some good matches too, but Virtue could attest to that since he actually saw the ROH show. I have not. But in terms of WWE, the ladder match, NXT, and the main event of that show, Ciampa and Gargano, best matches of the weekend, and then Rousey's matches right up there. Anyways, Strowman said his partner would be not Samoa Joe, not Big Cass, not Bobby Lashley, nothing that the fans would have found really cool, but rather a fan. My second sip of a beverage, which is a lemon lime soda for those of you that are so curious to know. Strowman went in the crowd. This took way too long. He was walking around. He picked a fan who apparently, according to Cindy, is the son of referee John Cone. I still don't know if that's true or not, but I tend to believe her, and I don't think she would troll me on that. Strowman picked this 10-year-old kid named Nicholas, and it was just, a comedy match. That's what it was. Strowman won with the power slam, and him and this kid, Nicholas, are the new tag team champions. This was straight out of WCW. Definitely. There's no way I can defend this because WCW did something similar. Judy Bagwell won the WCW tag team titles back in 1998. And it was stupid then, and this was stupid too. This was just ridiculous. The bar are complete jokes now. The whole thing was just so ridiculous. I was not entertained by this. I just thought, wow, this is so lame. How can I even care about the tag team titles at this point? It was just so absurd, so over the top. Not as bad as David Arquette, though. But yeah, this was up there with Judy Bagwell. I'd actually say I was more entertained by Judy Bagwell being one half of the tag team champions, even though that just completely ruined the credibility of the WCW tag team titles. Based Atch Ketchum left a $2 super chat donation. Raw tag team titles officially buried. Master Gordon says Aaron is tilted. Ooh, Jason says this was AIDS. Official AC says I would rather watch Omega wrestle a 9-year-old. Maybe Authors of Pain will be called up and they'll win the Raw tag team titles. Who knows? And this was not Russo, by the way. As Virtue pointed out, Russo came in September of 99. Judy Bagwell won the tag team titles in 1998. Aaron Joel, our savage commenter of the night, says, it was awesome, Aaron, don't be salty. No, it was lame. It was really dumb. I would have much rather have seen Samoa Joe. Poor Samoa Joe. 2 years in a row, this poor guy doesn't get a spot at WrestleMania. I feel so bad for Joe. Joe is just a complete badass, one of the best performers in WWE, and unfortunately, due to injury, he misses out on WrestleMania for a second year, even though he's ready to go. And he's booked for next week's Raw. I'm guessing he'll be back tomorrow night on Raw. Yeah, this sucked. I wanted to see Joe, or Big Cass, or Bobby Lashley. Not a little kid. I would have rather it been just Strowman by himself, even though that would have been dumb too. They should have done something with an actual tag team partner and done a storyline where the two were at odds, and that created some drama and intrigue. Could these guys coexist? Maybe the bar could take advantage of this odd couple team and exploit that. It would have made for a much more interesting match that I think would have been more engaging than what we got. ZRJ-Ro, worst WrestleMania ever, Aaron? Ever? Ever. No, I wouldn't say it was the worst. I mean, I thought... Let me finish here before I figure out what I'm going to say about this show, whether I think it was thumbs up or thumbs down. I'm not really sure at this point how I feel about this show. Tommy just left a $2 super chat donation. Hawkins, Strowman could have broken the losing streak. There you go. But that would have been comedy too. I wanted to see this be taken seriously. Mr. Dobby 33, $2.79 chat donation. What if it was a Make-A-Wish thing with the kid? Like I said, I think it was, according to Cindy, John Cone's son. If it was a Make-A-Wish thing, I mean, that kid looked pretty healthy to me. Yeah, I guess it's a cool thing to do, but why not do it at Raw or something? If you're going to do that, do it on Raw, or maybe just have the kid be in a tag team match with his idol. You don't have to have a tag team title change. I don't know. I think it just hurt the credibility of the titles. Just my opinion. Yeah, a bunch of people were saying it's John Cone's son. So yeah, it was definitely the referee's son. I don't think people were trolling me. All right, so speaking of trolling, did WWE troll us with the main event? What the hell happened here? Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I don't understand what happened here. Yes, Roman Reigns winning would have been extremely predictable. This is what everybody was expecting. They crapped on this match big time. They were more invested in beach balls. There was something like 4 beach balls, and apparently one of them was a NoDQ beach ball from what I've heard. The crowd was doing the wave. They were not reacting to anything in this match. They were chanting boring. They were chanting for CM Punk. They were chanting for Johnny Gargano. Everyone thought Roman Reigns was going to win until he didn't. Roman Reigns lost. Stephen Osborne with a $5 super chat donation. I called the first 2 F5 kickouts, and after that, it was just ridiculous. Are we looking at finally a Roman Reigns heel turn after his lame walk up the ramp? Where was the heel turn on this show? Brock Lesnar should not be winning. He should be gone. We all agree on that. It's over. Brock Lesnar is played out. Roman Reigns should have turned. That would have been the cool water cooler finish where people tell their coworkers the next day, holy crap, Roman Reigns turned heel. Paul Heyman double-crossed Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns finally beats Brock Lesnar. Reigns should have beaten Brock Lesnar. That was the story that they've been building up to for 3 friggin' years. Darius left a $5 donation. Do you think that Brock just refuses to lose clean to Roman? And do you think Vince wants this to be like Rock Austin and be at 3 WrestleManias? Brock does what he's told. He's being paid by WWE. He is a professional. He will job to somebody if WWE tells him to job. Jeff Meacham beat Roman Reigns. $10 super chat donation. Do you think Lesnar could lose the belt tomorrow night to somebody debuting or returning and challenging him like AJ Lee did when Paige debuted? You and Meacham should, and they should enter the Dusty Cup next year. Yeah, we would be out in about 5 seconds. Bryan with a $2 super chat donation. Still can't believe I lost $5K. Damn it, Vince. Hey, you had $2 more left. Thank you. That's got to be Kane, $5 donation. At least there's only 4 more Lesnar matches until WrestleMania. Vacant is greater than Brock Lesnar. I don't get it. If Brock Lesnar's sticking around, I don't care. Trent with a $5 super chat donation. I thought the build-up to this match was actually well done. I would have been fine with Reigns winning. ZRJ-Ro with a $2 super chat donation. I wonder if Reigns lost having to do with the scandal. I don't think so, but that would make sense at least. This just doesn't make any sense. So Lesnar hit something like 6 F5s on Roman Reigns, and Reigns kicked out of like 4 of them. Lesnar hit a 5th one on the announce table. The crowd didn't pop for any of this, by the way. Near fall after near fall, nobody reacted. The crowd was just quiet. They were focused on the beach balls or whatever else was going on in the crowd. Mike just left a $2 super chat donation. They're going to let Brock beat CM Punk's record. I hope that's not the reason. I really don't. As Interstate Kyle says, I could have gone to WrestleMania with the super chat donations here. Thank you guys again so much. I appreciate it. You've made sitting through WrestleMania very much worth it. But I would do this for free because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to you guys. This is fun. I'm having a good time here. I hope you guys are too. I did not ignore the Jeff Meacham guy. I did comment on that. Kayfabe Candy Ass says, as long as they're making noise, so much for that, Roman. Good point. The crowd was quiet for the near falls. There was no engagement in this match. I don't know how many people were leaving, but maybe Virtue could tell me how many people were still in the crowd. Virtue, was most of the crowd still there for the match? I know people were not invested in the match. There was a "this is awful" chant, and that's the only time they were making noise. Darius1224, is this feud going to another WrestleMania? I don't know. Where do you go from here? Virtue says most of the people were still in the building. Mike Mitchell says, who beats Lesnar now? I have no idea. Where do you go with this? I don't know. Who do you build up for Brock Lesnar? Do you do Reigns versus Lesnar again? I just wanted it to be mercifully over. I think that's how a lot of people were. I think Reigns winning, at least it would have been over. Maybe not over in the good way, but just over. Trent Fuller with a $5 super chat donation. Would Lesnar versus the NoDQ Beach Ball have been a better match? Probably. I think the NoDQ Beach Ball, as controversial as it is, would have been more over than this match. The Josh Speaks says Samoa Joe beats Brock Lesnar. I would like that. Maybe it'll be Strowman, although Strowman is in the tag team title picture. I'm guessing that's not going to last long. I have no idea what's going to happen with that. But yeah, maybe Strowman beats Lesnar. Maybe Strowman's going to be the guy because he's doing comedy. You know, he's doing a thing with the kid. And as long as the fans don't turn on Strowman, maybe Strowman's going to be the guy. Maybe WWE's going with a different guy. I don't know. Why not just turn Reigns? I don't get it. Donald Long, $5. It seemed like they rushed to the finish as soon as Reigns got busted open. So yeah, Reigns got busted open like a mofo. He was bleeding. He had the crimson mask, and then he got beat. So I have no idea what happened with that. I think we were all falling asleep and not really paying much attention. I'm not sure if that was hard way or what. Braden says, you're a mark. I'm not sure if he's referring to me or somebody else. I don't know. Yeah, we're all marks. If you were referring it to me, yeah, I'm a mark. We're all marks. We're all invested in wrestling. That's why we're here. Travis W. says maybe Bobby Lashley, he says the Mark comment was not directed at me. Well, thank you for that. Bobby Lashley winning tomorrow night? I don't think so, but who knows? Baystash Ketchum with a $2 donation. We should get a Jexy versus NoDQ Beach Ball match. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Mr. Dobby33 says, you're being hilarious tonight, just saying. Well, thank you for that. I'm glad I could entertain you guys. And he left a $2.79 super chat donation. Willie Bonka, $5. Really interested on that Shinsuke Nakamura heel turn. I'm curious. We'll see if it pans out in the end. I'm not sure. By the way, we're still at 1,400 live viewers. So thank you guys. I'm glad I've been interesting enough to the point where you guys have stayed watching the video this late. What is it, 1:30 East Coast time? I really do appreciate it, you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I hope you subscribe. For those of you watching for the first time, click the subscribe button. I do videos almost on a daily basis, and you can click on that that bell icon to get notifications. And of course, stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. I am just so happy I live on the West Coast here in Portland, Oregon, because I would just be dead having to do this at 1:30 at night. I don't think I could handle it. I'm so happy I'm on the West Coast. So that was WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar is still the Universal Champion. What does this mean? Is he staying with the company? Is he going to lose it on Raw tomorrow night? Donald Long with a $2 Super Chat donation. And no go-home show pyro at all like usual. It was really awkward. The ending, it just abruptly ended. Lesnar retained. I have no idea what's going on. I guess we'll find out. Maybe we'll see a title change tomorrow night. Maybe Lesnar's sticking around for another year. Maybe he'll have 4 more title defenses over the next year. Willie Bonka left a $2 Super Chat donation. They should bring the WWE draft back. Well, they are doing the Superstar Shakeup, I think, in 2 weeks. We do have the Greatest Royal Rumble coming up, so we'll see what happens with that. Maybe we'll see a title change there. Maybe WWE decided to wait until Saudi Arabia. Maybe they're going to do one more Lesnar versus Reigns match. I don't know. Why not just turn Reigns heel? Have him align with Paul Heyman. Have Reigns beat Lesnar. Send Lesnar packing and give Reigns a new start as a heel. Do something different with him. Look what it did for Hollywood Hogan. If you're going to copy something from WCW, copy that. Copy the Hulk Hogan heel turn. Hogan turned heel. It was awesome. It helped WCW so much. It reinvented Hogan's career. Why not do that for Reigns? You can make Braun Strowman the monster baby face. He's tag team champions with a kid now. Take a chance with Reigns. Turn him heel. For crying out loud. Ay, ay, ay. So, what rating do I give this WrestleMania? What rating do you guys give WrestleMania on that letter scale from an A+ to an F-? What rating do you give WrestleMania 34? I got to see what you guys put on NoDQ.com. Did you enjoy WrestleMania? It's pretty split. 55% thumbs up, 45% thumbs down. It was a very mixed bag for me. I think it started off strong and then it fell off a cliff at the end. The match that I thought was going to be the match of the night was a disappointment. AJ Styles versus Nakamura. Lesnar and Reigns sucked, but I thought it was going to suck. Tommy left a $2 Super Chat donation. Bobby Lashley comes out on Raw. No one can beat me and vacates. I don't know. I don't know if Lashley's going to show up. I assume Joe is going to show up, but we'll see what happens on Raw. Willie Bonka left a $2 Super Chat donation. Jinder Mahal Experiment Part 2. So that sucked. The Jinder Mahal thing sucked. Rousey's match was great. That was the one big positive of this show, I felt, where the expectations were exceeded. Everything else was either good or failed to live up to expectations, or right about at expectations. Jorge with a $2 donation, B-. Do you guys want to hear from Virtue? Virtue was at the show. Virtue, call me on Skype. Let's hear from you, my friend. I'm curious to know what you thought about WrestleMania. Virtue was at WrestleMania, so I'm curious to know what he thought, get his live perspective. We might be doing this all night here. I might not be going to sleep until Raw starts at the rate things are going. All right, let's get Virtue on here. All right, Virtue, are you there?
Yo, what's up? I'm cruising downtown New Orleans, going to Bourbon Street. Lost part of my voice.
Nice. Hold on. Patrick just sent in a $2 Super Chat donation. Does Carmella cash in tomorrow? I don't know. Maybe she cashes in on Smackdown. Who knows? Are you going to Raw and Smackdown, by the way?
Yes, both.
Okay, cool. So, guys, follow Virtue at NoDQ Virtue on Twitter. And I know you posted some photos and some tweets on there. So, you guys make sure you follow Virtue if you haven't already. So, Virtue, your thoughts on the show from a live perspective?
All right. So, from a live perspective, it was my first WrestleMania. B-. But I know if I was watching it on TV like you guys, C-. So That's my take.
Right. I'm sure it was fun watching it live. Lots of cool entrances. I mean, the pyro and all that stuff. The atmosphere had to be pretty awesome. This was your first WrestleMania, I believe, right?
Correct.
So, how did it live up to your expectations? I mean, what exceeded your expectations and what did not exceed your expectations?
The only thing that exceeded my expectations was Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie. That was the best match on the show. Everybody stood the whole time. You didn't even worry about Ronda being green. They laid it out perfectly. Sports entertainment at its finest. I was very, very disappointed with the way they handled the Undertaker. You know, it was ridiculous, and really the disrespect that it gave to John Cena.
Yeah, because Cena basically got squashed. But I mean, did the people react positive to that? I mean, I felt like watching it at home. This is what people wanted. They wanted to see Undertaker show up and kick Cena's ass, and that's what happened.
They were in awe of it, but I think that after that match, it was flat the rest of the show. I mean, I think people were just, I don't know if that, they saw The Undertaker and, well, that's it. Nothing else we're going to like. And, of course, AJ and Nakamura, I don't know what happened there. That was incredible how dead that crowd was for that match.
Yeah, so they were not into it. Now, how did the crowd, were they expecting the American Badass? Could you sense like there was any disappointment with that?
No, but my group of people, Cody Kalinske and I, we were let down, but I was just so let down that what I wanted didn't happen, and it was a short match. I didn't really pay attention to see if people were complaining about no badass.
Right. T-Nemic07 left a $2 super chat donation saying Rousey stole the show in my opinion. So what about Bryan's match? How did the crowd react to that? Because it felt like they just wanted to see Bryan, and when Bryan went down, they were pretty much dead for the match until Bryan got back into it. How was the reaction there live?
They wanted Bryan from the entrance on. So when they took him out of the match early, and Shane gets gassed, like, I don't know what it is, but Shane seems like he gets gassed a lot, and his face turns red. Maybe his hernia ain't that great. Yeah. But yeah, it was dead when Shane was trying to go solo, and they needed Bryan a little sooner than they brought him in, and that was a dead tag. I could not believe Cody Kalinske and myself were like waiting for that hot tag, and they did what they did. We were so disappointed there.
Yeah, definitely. I thought the match was just good. It could have been way better. So the main event, Ronda. Well, before we get to the main event, I wanted to mention Asuka and Charlotte. So what was the reaction when Charlotte ended the streak from the live crowd?
It was like Asuka tapped out. And the thing is, looking back on it, you said Charlotte didn't need it. Well, Charlotte, Flair, incredible Ric Flair entrance at the beginning. I hope everybody got to see that.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
But yeah, we thought the match should went another 5 minutes, and maybe Asuka got pinned with her foot under the rope or something like that. Not a clean tap out. Crazy.
Yeah. Was it like total shock? Everyone was just like, what just happened?
No, it wasn't like Undertaker shock, but it was maybe 50% of like when Undertaker lost to Brock, maybe half that shock. And people just couldn't believe it was over that way.
Right.
Especially the fact that she tapped out pretty much as soon as the figure eight was put on, or whatever Charlotte won with.
Right. Willie Bonka left a $2 super chat donation saying TakeOver was better than WrestleMania in my opinion. When we finish up with WrestleMania, I'll ask you for your thoughts on Ring of Honor real quick. But let's talk about the main event. So what happened there? How the crowd seemed totally disinterested in the match, and how did they react when Brock actually won?
People actually could not believe that Roman didn't win the title, and I think they were just filling the time. See, I don't understand. Like, to me, there were still people paying attention to the matches. So I don't know if they muted something on TV. Yes, there were beach balls, failed attempts at waves and various chants, but nothing sustained. So, the fans were definitely disengaged from the match, but being there, it didn't seem like they were as disengaged as maybe as they came across on TV. With that said, it took 5 or 6 F5s in a hard way color for Roman to lose. So they're protecting Roman, but I don't know. I don't know if Vince didn't want people to think Brock is jetting back to UFC, and that's what they decided. But it's crazy. Like, they probably shouldn't have put that match on last. I think that was the problem.
Right. Now, there's a name here I cannot pronounce, leaving an amount of money from a country I have no idea where it's from. It's 159, but I'm assuming it's probably like $5. It might be like pesos or something. Why do you think John Cena and Undertaker was so short and it made Cena look so bad? What do you think, Virtue?
Well, I mean, Taker probably couldn't go. Maybe he was exposed last year in that match with Reigns. And I heard somebody said Cena was drinking too. I don't know if that was a rumor.
No, he was. He was drinking. That was the joke, that it's a violation of the wellness policy that he was drinking.
I think that was all about the appearance of The Undertaker. And it was more or less a segment than a match. And the alliance was just the quick fool's goal at the beginning. That's what I think.
Right.
So it wasn't about being a match. I was disappointed. I invested a whole column and writing about that match, and it was just more or less, hey, Taker, I'm here, fans are happy, and I can't believe Cena got squashed.
Yeah.
That's insane. I am shocked. That was more shocking to me than anything else, even Nakamura's heel turn.
Yeah, well, I think that most likely Cena and Undertaker could not have the kind of match that people were hoping for, and I think that's why they went with what they did.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, it's John Cena at WrestleMania. He begged and pleaded for this match, and it's like he begged and pleaded to get his butt kicked by The Undertaker. So, off to Hollywood he goes, right?
Yep. All right. So any other thoughts you would like to say about watching WrestleMania live that we have not discussed?
Off the top of my head, no. I'm walking down Bourbon Street, and I don't want it to get too loud. But if I do, I will tweet it, and I know people will read those tweets, so...
All right, so I'm sure Virtue's going to have a lot more to say about it. Go follow him, NoDQ_Virtue. So real quick, ROH, how was that show? What were the highlights? What were the low points?
The ladder match with, I'm having a blank here, the Young Bucks and Flip Gordon versus SoCal Uncensored. That stole the show. Well, it didn't steal the show. We knew it was going to be great. And, of course, Omega and Cody, it was good. It had some old school heel heat in there by Cody. So those were the two matches of the show. I think those matches were so good. Some of the other things were a little, people were let down by them, but it was a 5.5-hour show. I mean, we're talking WrestleMania length from a Ring of Honor show. Crazy. So I think people were tired.
Yeah, absolutely. I was shocked. Like, I was waiting for you to finish up so I could post the results and go to bed. I'm like, what's going on here? It's going on forever. Oh, Ken Rose.
I enjoyed it. I mean, those match star ratings weren't bogus. I enjoyed it. The weakest match on the card was the women's match because there was a botched finish. But, it was a great venue for Ring of Honor. I think that was their largest crowd ever, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
NXT was the best show. We did watch it back at the condo. I gave that show an A, NXT. So that was the best show of the weekend. But Ring of Honor was the second best show of the weekend.
There you go. Ken Rose left a $2 super chat donation. Like 31, Brock versus Reigns was crap. I actually thought the 31 match was better. And then, of course, we had the Seth Rollins cash-in, which made it excellent, made it a really cool ending to WrestleMania. This year just felt so flat and underwhelming. Because
Roman, they need to do something creative with Roman, like a Heyman turn.
Yeah.
To join Roman or something shocking where people can get on social media and talk about it right away.
Right.
And we'd be a whole different tune right now. But WWE is afraid, and you know why, Aaron? Because WrestleMania is already sold. They don't need to do anything fancy there because they've already made their money. That's what tomorrow night on Raw is for.
Well, I'm really curious. We'll see if WWE can have a home run tomorrow night. Patrick Thacker sent a $2 donation. Now panel tonight. I think he meant no panel tonight. Well, you're on here, so it's like almost a panel.
But I'm going to get going, though, because they're dragging me down into this club. So
my goodness.
Tomorrow, and SmackDown, I will keep everybody updated. And hopefully something good happens. Bobby Lashley, Big Cass, Samoa Joe. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for calling in, Virtue. Again, follow Virtue, NoDQ_Virtue. You have a good night, my friend.
You too. See everybody later.
All right. Take it easy, bro.
Bye.
All right. Guys, William Losh just left a $2 super chat donation. Brock Lesnar versus Reigns 3 at WrestleMania 35. I hope not, unless Roman Reigns goes heel and beats Brock Lesnar. but he needs to turn heel before that. Maybe Reigns will win the Greatest Royal Rumble and face Lesnar again. I don't know what's going to happen here. Tom McCarthy with a $2 super chat donation. Will Nicholas be on WWE 2K19? I have no idea. I don't know if this is going to last past a night. He might be stripped of the titles tomorrow night. I don't know. Interstate Kyle, you want to call in real quick and give your thoughts on WrestleMania? Go ahead and call me, Interstate Kyle. Let's get Kyle's thoughts on the show real quick. Who knows how long I'm going to be staying up here. We still have 1.2K people watching this video, which is amazing for this late at night. I'm shocked at the viewership for this video. I am very happy, though. I hope I got some subscribers tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. All right, let's see if we can get Kyle on. Kyle, how's it going, man?
Hey, Aaron. How's it going?
Tired. I'm very tired, but thankfully we are on the West Coast, which makes this a little bit easier, and I appreciate all the people on the East Coast that are still tuned in. So, Kyle, your thoughts on WrestleMania, the best parts, the worst parts?
The highlight of the show for me was the second match with Asuka and Charlotte. I guess New Orleans is a place where streaks end, I guess, right?
Yep.
Too bad Kurt Hawkins couldn't end his losing streak there, but that's a story for another day.
That would have been funny, actually. I like your thinking.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have loved to see him as Strowman's partner. I would have liked to see that, honestly.
Yeah, but it'd still be comedy. That's the problem with it.
I guess, but I don't know what they're doing with Strowman. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, now Cesaro and Sheamus are jokes. Like, just like every tag team on Raw is basically a joke now.
Right.
I just don't know what they do. I just don't know where they go from here. Like, I can't see, like, the only, like, SmackDown, it looks like there's more clear direction on SmackDown, on the SmackDown side of WrestleMania than Raw, it seems.
Yeah. Well, I feel like maybe I have this theory now that maybe WWE is going to groom Strowman as the new guy in WWE, and they feel like he gets a better reaction doing the comedy, you know, playing the upright bass and you know, singing songs and having a kid as a tag team partner, and they feel like Strowman can get over more in that superhero role than Roman Reigns, and maybe they're going to change plans. But if that's the case, why not just turn Reigns heel and have him beat Lesnar as a heel? ZR J-Ro just left a $2 donation. Aaron, did you catch that Green Ranger reference? I have no idea what he's talking about, if that's in the chat room or WrestleMania. Do you know what he's talking about, Green Ranger?
I have no idea. Unless he's talking about Super Cena, but
I don't know. So, what was the low point for you of this show?
Of course, it's Jinder Mahal winning the U.S. title, beating Rusev of all people. Like, I don't like why. I just don't get it.
Yeah. So we got more Mahal to go, and it's like, yeah, I didn't even predict Mahal because I thought they were done with his push. First Snap says, why did this card fail so bad when it was stacked? Well, for one thing, it's just too damn long. I mean, that's the problem every year. It's too long of a show, and people get burned out. And when people get burned out, it hurts the matches because the crowd needs to be engaged, I think, for the matches to really work. You could have the best wrestlers in the world out there, like AJ Styles and Nakamura, but if the crowd's not invested, it's not that fun to watch. I mean, the crowd is part of the show, whether people like to admit it or not. ZRJ-Ro says, Woods played the Dragon Dagger theme on trombone. I'm not sure what that is, although I thought it was familiar. Stephen Osborne says Woods played the Dragon Zord. Is this Power Rangers stuff? See, I was never a Power Rangers fan. People should know I'm pretty weird and unhip. I never watched the Power Rangers. Another Aaron Riff confession here of stuff I have no interest in. So I guess that's what the reference was. I did like the one time Woods did like a Final Fantasy thing on the trombone. That I did get. Everyone loves the Power Rangers but me, though. Everyone's mad at me now. I just turned heel to the chat room. All right, so Kyle, any other thoughts you have on the pay-per-view?
I mean, I was pretty, like, really weird. I correctly predicted most of the show, which I'm actually pretty surprised about. But at the same time, I'm like, there's a few things I was glad I was wrong about, like Charlotte, Asuka, for example. That was a nice surprise, but I really wish I could have seen more from the Undertaker and Cena match. And the main event was just god-awful. I mean, WrestleMania 31, I went to that, and that was just a much better show
Oh
overall.
yeah, 31 was great. This was a very, very mixed bag. Got another $2 super chat donation here. Does anyone really think Undertaker could go any longer? See, I don't think so. I think he went out there and had the short match because that was really all he could do at this point. And the idea was that Undertaker was going to redeem himself. I mean, were you disappointed with that? What were your thoughts on that?
Well, as somebody who literally grew up gravitating towards The Undertaker, and I watched the rise of Cena, this is a match I've been wanting to see basically for 13 years now.
Right.
And, I mean, I'm pretty, the kid in me is happy to see it, but at the same time, you know, there's just a lot to be desired. Like, I wouldn't have mind maybe a 10, 12-minute match from these guys, you know? I mean, Cena didn't get any offense, and, I mean, he didn't even hit any of his finishers.
Right, yeah. It was just a squash match, but I think it was the idea to let The Undertaker go out on top and have one final moment dominant rather than going out like he did last year with Roman Reigns. And to think that Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker last year and then still loses to Brock Lesnar again, yeah, that match made no sense to me whatsoever. I mean, yeah, Roman Reigns winning as a babyface would have been very, very predictable. But the thing is, like WrestleMania 30 with Taker and Lesnar, everyone expected a certain outcome to the point where it just killed the match. Nobody cared about it. And then WWE went with a different finish anyways. So just the whole thing was just completely mind-boggling. Willie Bonka left a $5 super chat donation. He has a question for you. Question for Kyle. Do you think the Raw Tag Team title match was bad for the Raw Tag Team division?
Well, I think so, because it's like, first of all, it makes the bar look like jokes, and then this kid, I mean, I'm sure he's having the time of his life. I mean, I'm happy for him and everything, but at the same time, you know, you got to at least protect the wrestlers and make them look good, and even making people look in defeat look good.
Right.
If you know what I mean. I mean,
yeah.
Like, it doesn't really add anything to the bar, or, I mean, Braun Strowman, I mean, I think the tag titles are personally beneath him, but it's just really bad booking, and nobody really wins in this situation.
Right. Like I said, I compare it to Judy Bagwell winning the WCW tag team titles, and also the whole thing with Asuka losing her streak reminded me of Goldberg losing his streak to an established star that I felt really didn't need it. But I know some people think Charlotte's the star of the women's division. They want to build her up as strong as possible for Ronda Rousey. But still, I think you could have done two matches. You could have done Asuka versus Rousey and then Charlotte versus Rousey. Now I feel like Asuka's lost a lot of her fire. I mean, I don't know where you go with Asuka from here. I really don't.
And both Royal Rumble winners lost their matches tonight, too, which is just like, okay. I mean, yeah. That's so weird.
Yeah,
and then Carmella didn't cash in.
Yeah, that was stupid, too. Raiden Roach 1979 with a $2 super chat donation. Voltron is better. Great job all week, Aaron. Thanks. Well, thank you for that, Raiden Roach. So, any other thoughts, Kyle?
No, I pretty much said all I needed to say. I'm just glad that I went to 31 and didn't go to this or anything like that.
Yeah, well, I had no interest in going to New Orleans. First of all, the travel is too far. And I'm just not a big partier, so New Orleans isn't really my type of place. I like the West Coast. I like the mountains. I like the trees. I like the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. So I want to stay where I can maybe drive to the show, or at the very least a 2-hour flight, not like a 5-hour flight, which I think New Orleans would be for me. But yeah, next year I'm definitely staying home. This was the way to go. I mean, clearly the success of tonight's video. See, if I was at WrestleMania, it would be a lot more difficult to do a video like this, and just financially and business wise, it's better for me to stay home. I got to do WrestleMania 31. It was driving distance, and I was able to go to the hotel right away and record the video, and that worked out okay. But I really have no interest in traveling far for WrestleMania. That's just my take on it, and I think you feel the same way.
I mean, the farthest I would personally travel for WrestleMania is either Seattle or Phoenix or Las Vegas.
Right.
That's my personal thing.
Yeah, Seattle, Phoenix, Las Vegas, LA, of course. I can stay for free at my mom's in LA, so that works out for me. But yeah, next year I'm out. But maybe in a couple of years, when WrestleMania comes back to the West Coast, we'll have a big No DQ meetup for that. But anyways, Kyle, thank you for calling in. Everybody follow Kyle at Interstate Kyle. Check out his YouTube channel, Interstate Kyle. Thank you very much, Kyle, for calling in. You have a good night, my friend.
You too, and congrats on breaking the record tonight for most views on a No DQ video.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to everyone out there for tuning in and supporting and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Take it easy, Kyle. Have a good night.
All right, you too, Aaron. Good luck with the show.
All right, thank you. Take it easy, my friend.
All right, see ya. Bye.
Bye. And by the way, happy birthday, Olif 2008. He said happy birthday, so happy birthday to him. All right, guys, so I think I will go ahead and wrap up this video. It is almost 2 o'clock on the East Coast. I think I said everything there is to say about WrestleMania. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe at youtube.com/AaronRiff NoDQ if you haven't already. Head over to NoDQ.com for the latest breaking news regarding WrestleMania. I will be back tomorrow night for all you newbies out. I will see you guys next time.